The Durian Heat, bringing big ideas and critical opinions in Southeast Asia.
Hi, welcome back to DurianASEAN. I'm Grace.
And this is Arlene.
So we are at the Durian Heat with Daniel. We've been having this fun conversation with him regarding his art design. But let's move on to the brand. I've heard about this brand called Kolakulture.
Oh.
And perhaps, Daniel, you can enlighten
and
us.
And with K.
That's right. That's very important.
K.
Yes.
So I originally started my fashion company as Danny Peas, and it was just me painting on shoes. And as it started growing, I got more and more orders, and I realized it's not really efficient for me, just one-man show. I can't just do all these orders by myself and manage to survive as an artist. So I talked with my managers, or my teammates, Mami and Atira.
How did Mami come to this whole scene with you?
Was she teaching as well?
Oh, no. She's Japanese.
Right,
Yeah,
yes.
so we met in a bar, actually.
That's the best place to get
Actually,
a
yes.
partner.
So yeah, we were talking a little bit, and she understood. She's an art lover as well. So she was watching me like develop on Facebook, watching me paint my shoes, and she was kind of the one that kind of planted the seed that's saying, oh, like you can't just do this by yourself. You can't just continue this and expect to survive as an artist. So we came up with the idea to expand and just work with other artists as well and start expanding our whole entire company.
When you say working with other artists, what does that mean exactly?
So like, for example, right now I am living in Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam, and I have 3 or 4 other artists that I'm working with in training. And I want to meeting with some artistic groups like NGOs, Kakiseni and KL Sketch Nation, and I'm going to be talking with them and maybe getting contracts with them to help paint on my products as well.
So it's literally collaborating
Yes.
each other among artists.
Yes.
But how do we go about, like, when it comes to business sustainability? People to help you? I mean, you have managers and then agent to help you out. But how about other artists? Will they be under the same brand, Kolakulture?
Yes, all under the same brand. And I'd like to hire a bunch of many people from the local culture and local cities, wherever we go. Wherever we do workshops, I want to have people that are in charge of the artists and like do the quality control. Right now, we don't have anyone as employees for that. Excuse me.
Who can monitor the quality?
So for now, I'll be doing the quality assurance or quality control. But as we grow and get bigger as a company, I will be hiring more people for that.
So you've been working with various artists, I believe. But artists, pardon me if I'm stereotyping, they can be very sensitive. Yes. So when it comes to discussion or even having conversation with them, is that part of your challenge?
Yes, it is very challenging. And I'm, as an artist myself, I can be argumentative about if someone doesn't like my art or critiques it in a certain way. Of course, I'm an artist. I can get sensitive about it. But part of being an artist in the business world, you have to be able to accept it and roll with it and just say, okay, I understand other people have a different point of view than me, and I just have to change and go with what they want as well. And just basically it's all about communication.
I also want to add on about market because I'm quite curious. You started out in Japan, but it seems like you are looking at the Southeast Asia as your base now. Why?
I've been working with Atira here, and she has a lot of connections in Malaysia, and she mentioned that the market was ripe for this kind of product. And so she's been using a lot of her connections.
More and more young people buying products that are individualized, I guess, in
Yes, I think so. I think especially now in today's world of fashion and art, like everything is digital now. Everyone is doing Photoshop, Illustrator, just graphics. The people want to be in. Yes, exactly. Yes, people want to be more individual. And the reason they loved the product so much is because it holds meaning for them. Like for example, my last pair of shoes I painted is for my friend that I volunteered with in Japan, and he went to New Zealand with his girlfriend, and he's a photographer. He took a picture of a beautiful galaxy in the sky, and for his girlfriend's birthday, he asked me to paint that galaxy onto a pair of shoes for his girlfriend.
Oh, so
Was it the heels?
No, I've also done heels, but no, this was on a pair of Vans.
Okay.
And I even like put his and her initials on in the stars, and they glow in the dark. And like his girlfriend was ecstatic. She just loved them.
You've been traveling quite a lot of places in Southeast Asia.
Yes.
Could you share us any interesting memories or moments that you encountered?
Probably I have so many that I could talk about, but I think the one that stands out the most was when March 2011 earthquake and tsunami happened. I was in Japan, and I was one of the first foreigner groups to go in and volunteer there. And I volunteered 4 times, maybe about 1 week each time. Mm-hmm. And I was able to go up there and help with the cleanup projects, and I cleaned up all the furniture, all the mud and oil out of the houses, and I was able to go to a lot of the shelters and talk with them. For me, I think that was the best experience I've had in Asia. And that's one of the reasons I want to work with my company and like collaborate with NGOs and other groups like that.
Another thing about Southeast Asia is, to a lot of outsiders, we are like a mixture of different cultures.
In Malaysia, yeah.
What are the unique aspects about Southeast Asia that you feel that is personal to you? You know, one of the shoes you painted Phnom Penh.
Yeah.
Was it?
Oh yeah, in the Cambodia. Angkor Wat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that piece was done by a good friend of mine from my college days, and her husband is from Cambodia, and I think he was getting exported back to Cambodia, and so she wanted to do something like really special for his birthday and like show her love for him, so she commissioned a pair of Angkor Wat shoes for him.
Oh, nice. So how long do you usually take to design the whole product?
It depends on the shoe. Like some of them take anywhere between like 1 or 2 hours, and some of them can take maybe 8-9 hours. But it just depends on the detail, the complexity, everything.
Right.
But this is communication with the customer. This is their sending me the images, me making the mock-up, sketching on the shoes, everything. So.
And what is the? I mean, because different shoes have different design. What is the most memorable and maybe intricate design that you have done so far?
Yeah, to you, yeah.
Most intricate design. That's tough. I've done so many shoes. I've painted over 100 pairs of shoes so far.
Wow.
I think for me, I'm kind of obsessed with marine biology and ocean life. And one of my customers, her sister was going to school for marine biology, and she commissioned a pair of shoes with whales and seals.
Oh.
And ever since I was a kid, I was going to the aquarium with my grandmother and like basically renting every book in the library about sharks and whales, and so I had a lot of fun painting those. I enjoy painting all of the customer shoes. It's kind of like I'm able to collaborate with them and kind of get an inside perspective of their life, their memories, and kind of really bring what they want to life onto the shoes. I didn't paint. I had one of my artists paint a design that I made in Photoshop for one of our brand ambassadors that really she likes Borneo style art.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We're going to show it to her pretty soon, maybe surprise her with it. Hope she's pretty excited about it.
Awesome. So we've been speaking to Daniel. We'll continue our conversation after this short break.
You're now listening to DurianASEAN, the voice of discovery and sharing.